Hey, Paul.
How's it, guys?
Apologies up front because my voice is I'm still not hundreds.
No, but you're starting to sound like a screaming
I
eagle.
think I'm worse. Jeez. What a week. Not much sleep. But anyway.
Yeah.
How things your end?
Good, man. Busy, as always.
Family good?
It's... Somehow, I thought we would start the year off we're easier than what like last year did. Last year just felt like a grind, and you walked into 225 with a bit of an expectation like this year's going to be a bit smoother, a bit easier.
Yeah, like I'm going to get the balance right this year.
Yeah,
I think everyone, you know what, bro? I think it doesn't matter what you do, what industry you're in. There's just so much going on around the world. There's like political instability, obviously, in North America that's trickled down into South Africa. There's a lot going on. There's like a bit of a divide here at the moment as well. There's elements in business. You got AI coming in. You got all these new bits of software, bits of tech that if you don't adapt to, then you could be out of a job. Our industry, I mean, take the pilot side of things. I mean, there's talk of a big local carrier parking aircraft pretty soon because there's no pilots. We see shortage of instructors and shortage of expertise across the board. And if we're feeling it here, I'm sure the rest of the industry, all the other industries are the same.
100%. I think it's like a global thing. You listen to a lot of these other podcasts and news type stories everywhere. It's definitely, there's a lot of noise in the world, and the anxiety is definitely upped and ante with everything that's going on.
100%. Bit of news this week. Ryanair delays its controversial change to force passengers to download its mobile app. So this is a story about where do you think check-in is going. So basically, currently 80% of Ryanair passengers already use the app, but the airline wants to reach 100%. The change, of course, intended to save time, paper, and money, as airport check-in fees can be high. The move to 100% paperless boarding passes is now set for November this year. Ryanair believes the app will enhance the travel experience by providing real-time updates and alternative options during disruptions. Now, actually posted this on X the other day, and quite a lot of responses saying, look, this year they're pretty sure that a lot of the carriers are going to adopt the biometric check-in anyway. So you probably won't even need an app.
It's the way to go. I mean, I love the idea of the app because it gets rid of that stupid little piece of cardboard which you have the potential of losing or getting damaged.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
But the app is also, there's a bit of vulnerability there because if your phone goes flat, or you lose your phone, then you're a bit stuffed.
Are you one of those guys though who goes to the airport? So you've checked in at home.
Yes.
So you've got everything's on your phone.
Everything's organized.
But when you go to the counter, do you then say to the lady, "Oh, can you just give me my paper boarding passes as well?"
I've never really asked for one. They just issue you this thing, and then you end up with this thing, and you're trying to fold it up and keep it nice in your.
But don't you feel better having this paper thing in your bag then?
yeah, because a lot of ways you're old school.
I do. It's weird. I mean, I'm like so pro tech, but like you get there and you're like, just give me just in case, like no one knows who I am. I've got this paper check-in boarding pass.
The biometrics thing is going to be interesting though, because are they talking about it being fingerprints?
I don't know. They just say they're pretty sure. I mean, take your phone. Everything these days. It opens up with your facial recognition. So you wonder, I mean, maybe you check in online, takes a photo of you, confirms who you are, it's a more seamless process. We've been through it before. Travel is not for sissies. Travel is flipping difficult. You throw kids and delays in the mix.
There's always some form of a hack.
But whenever something gets introduced like this, it doesn't ever seem to have an impact like that is game-changing. It is it really going to enhance the travel experience? They need to sort of, lubricate this whole process a bit better, where it's just easier to arrive at the airport, get your bags checked in, get through security. But Paul, it's traveling is just hectic, man.
It's the
queues and the missions.
I reckon I know where you're going with this. I think it's like if you could be rest assured that you can get to the airport and not feel like you're going to miss your flight because you've got to stand in a queue for 2 hours, it would take a lot of the apprehension out of it.
So that's where the anxiety comes from.
And hopefully, with the biometrics, it's just a scan thing, boom, 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 off you go. Yeah, that would help.
It would. Maybe it'll take away an element of frustration there, but we'll see.
Good choice of words there. Yeah, lubricate the system.
But it's clunky, Paul.
Yeah,
Jeez, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Going through an airport is a real clunky process. And particularly if you throw like a delay in there or a terminal change, it can add a huge amount of stress to your day. And you get on the plane, it's like, oh, thank God I'm here. And then you sit, what's next?
Talking like this, I think there was quite a bit of noise on Facebook this week because there was some cock up at Cape Town where there was no electricity. So people were stuck in the terminal building, no aircon.
Yeah.
And, obviously that in itself, getting stuck in a queue for 2 hours with no aircon, that's enough to piss me off. So, yeah, man, why can't they just get it fixed,
Here's an AR overview. It says biometric check-in at airports uses facial recognition, fingerprint scans, or iris scans to verify passenger identity, replacing the need for manual identification checks with passports or boarding passes. The technology aims to streamline the airport processes, enhance security, and improve the passenger experience. To be honest, I don't really think enhancing the passenger experience is like priority 2. The rest is probably the more seamless approach for the airline. But anyway, let's see what happens there. How's this dude in Oz? Hey, what the hell was that guy? What was he thinking?
I think they're really lucky that the passengers were observant. They saw this oak, They had made the announcement saying, look, all procedures are cleared, boarding is completed, and someone noticed that this guy was still standing there looking like a ground engineer saying, but what you doing? And then they noticed this guy with his shotgun. But you check the videos there.
It was Jetstar, eh?
Jetstar, yeah.
So a teenager was arrested at Avalon Airport trying to board a Jetstar flight with a loaded shotgun. The 17-year-old was dressed in a reflective gear, making him look like airport maintenance staff. Passengers became suspicious when he remained on board. After the safety checks were announced, only one passenger noticed the shotgun and acted quickly to secure it with help from a pilot. Police took the teen into custody and the airport was closed for investigation. How come there's so many loony oaks in the world today?
It's weird, bro.
It's weird, man.
But I laugh because they say there that this passenger who was a former shearer, so I'm assuming it's a sheep shearer, and boxer, nailed this oak. So you check these videos. The oak's got his hand around his throat.
Yeah, I saw.
And then one of the pilots is, helping him pull all these tools out of his belt. The oak didn't stand a chance.
Yes, but that whole situation, what was he doing? That whole situation can go sideways, man. Hey?
Yes, but let loose on an airplane with a shotgun.
A shotgun, with buckshot on there, and he's one pulls the trigger once, and there's a lot of people that get seriously flipping injured there.
Yeah. Glad they stopped him.
Yeah. There's a cyclone in Oz as well.
Alfred.
Cyclone Alfred. Who chooses those names?
I don't know.
Aren't they supposed to be alphabetical? They're telling me it's the first cyclone there.
Yeah, probably. I didn't know. Yeah, Oz got cyclones.
East coast of Oz. Airport closures. It's affecting Brisbane. My cousins are there. I saw they posted something.
Sounds like that whole East Coast is getting clapped.
Yeah, Storms was expected to land March 7th, early March 8th. Authorities are urging people in the affected areas to prepare and stay informed. So it's like batten down the hatches, close the doors, you're at home.
Yeah.
Weather's scary, eh?
Yeah, but I've seen some videos and some pictures that Dylan sent us from his flying in the Northern Territories.
Yeah, they must get some storms there.
China, those storms are not. They're not puppies, eh?
No. They got massive sort of very high temperatures in that part of the world. Eh? So I suppose you get all this rising cloud and
So apparently they don't get the typical 4 seasons.
No.
You know, like the climate changes. They get the wet season and the dry season there. So it's either pissing and rain or it's dry.
But it's hot
all the time.
Yeah. How's Dylan doing and the guys there, the boys there? They're still
Chatted to him
doing
about
well.
the other day. Yeah, I know. All good.
Yeah.
Busy.
Shout out to the guys in Oz.
Yeah, so, I mean, no discounts there either. Those guys also flying hard.
Everyone's working hard.
Everyone's
bro.
working hard. Eh?
Everyone. Doesn't matter what you do, where you are, you're working hard.
Yeah.
But the guys that are there, the type of SAFers that are there, South Africans, I think, in general, are pretty hardworking guys. Dylan seems like a real hard worker.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dylan. Carrying on. Let's see what else is of interest here. Tell me if this makes sense to you. Pratt & Whitney has tested a new rotating detonation engine that has no moving parts. The design could lead to cheaper and more efficient high-speed flights. The tests were successful and will help further develop the engine with the Department of Defense. RDEs use a unique combustion process that improves fuel efficiency and thrust. Many companies are exploring this tech for military and aerospace applications.
How do you get
I'd never heard of it.
a combustible engine with no moving parts?
Yeah. Well, they say like a jet engine, you know, no moving parts. But let's see. Anything with the Pratt & Whitney haven't covered themselves in glory with the whole geared turbofan sign.
No.
So when...
it's actually an article I want to look for because Rolls-Royce have come out swinging. They're busy developing a pretty hardcore new engine. I saw this article the other day. I meant to save it. I'll see if I can find it.
like traditional jet or something
it's like
ultra
a
modern.
monster turbofan engine, but it's not to be messed with. I think this thing is going to give the Pratt & Whitney's a bit of a run for their money.
Yeah. I'll carry on in the meantime. A couple arrested at Miami International Airport last Sunday. They tried to force their way onto an American Airlines flight to Cancun. The couple arrived late and argued with airport staff. Altercation led to the arrest by Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. The situation escalated quickly and resulted in police involvement. Turned into a bit of a scuffle over there. And going into it, I was looking for more stories to do with like unruly behavior to see if it's changed around the world. Unruly behavior is on
Another
level. I searched for it because I thought we can talk about it, like see if it's happening. It's happening literally every day at every airport across the globe, whether it's here in South Africa, Oz, the States, Canada, it's happening.
So apparently one of our trustworthy politicians is looking...
A South African trustworthy politician?
Yeah. Goes down like military intelligence.
Yeah.
But, apparently they want to tackle this issue head on in South Africa now. They're going to take a no-nonsense approach to disruptive or unruly passenger behavior. They're talking about... there was a big article about it last week. Again, I didn't save it because I was lazy. But, they're looking to address this issue because it's been more of a story, yeah.
Yeah, the reason that it's so important is because you're stuck in this confined tube. There's nowhere to go, and you put people at risk. So it's not good, and I hope they do go and fight that thing. I bet you didn't know about this. We made fun of South African Weather Service having their website hacked. But it doesn't just happen to little South African Weather Service websites. Flight Radar 24, the world's most popular flight tracking website, is currently facing a cyber attack. The ongoing, this is what it's called if they stop you from going into your own site. It says the distributed denial of service, DDoS attack, has disrupted millions of users trying to access flight information. Flight Radar 24 tracks around 200,000 flights daily and is a trusted source for aviation data. The website is using a special system from Cloudflare to combat the attack and restore services. Originally a hobby project, it's grown to over 75 million downloads and gained popularity during major events.
Flight Radar 24 is one of those apps that I think started out as a bit of a gimmick, but it's become a pretty large source of information.
I find it quite useful, I must say. If my mom is on a flight from Cape Town or wherever it is, someone's coming in, if it's a work colleague that you might have to fetch at the airport or something, you don't even ask what time you're supposed to arrive. You just keep track. Actually, I've got a paid version of it there because the adverts there were irritating.
Not only that, even though we're not actively flying, it's always fascinating. Like the other day when we had these storms here in Joburg, and you see these oaks bombing over, and you think, shit, who's holding? You go into Flight Radar 24 and you start looking at who's supposed to be bombing in and who's holding and diverting. Just from an interest point of view, I enjoyed for that.
What do you do on a personal level to, I mean, you don't have something that's going to get cyber attacked per se, but obviously like data theft, and I notice a lot of these YouTube channels are advertising.
There's all this,
to pull your to pull your data that's already been sold to other companies to try and reclaim it back for you. There's a lot of that stuff. But what do you do just on a personal level to try and protect yourself digitally? I mean, if I had a couple of weeks ago, it was about a month ago now, my computer crashed and I was lost, I mean, you saw, I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, like, shit, what are we going to do for the podcast? It was a bit of a nightmare, and that was just a simple case of just having to go get a new computer and put my info on. But what happens if your stuff gets taken? It happened to a lady the other day. She had and it gave me a bit of a scrick because you got all these pictures on your iCloud and stuff from your kids, and her phone got stolen, and within a few minutes, they had wiped her iCloud clean.
Really?
Yeah, and she didn't recover the stuff.
Yeah, that's scary.
And if your iCloud gets taken over, you're in some serious shit. I mean, how do you protect that?
You have iCloud storage, and then you've got to back that up to a hard drive, and then some of these hard drives are rinky-dink because the hard drives break for no reason at all.
I was wondering, so if you back up your computer to a hard drive, is it backing? It should back up all those photos, I suppose.
No, it should. I think you got the option to back that up.
Do you use a VPN?
Yes.
You must use a VPN.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah. For Netflix.
Is that it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
ExpressVPN is well worth it.
Yeah.
Again, it's been an advisory before, but you get price checked on websites.
Yeah.
And with the VPN, I always change it to like I'm based in Angola or something, and the prices come down. Genuinely.
Serious?
Yeah, prices come down. Try and book a weekend away somewhere, and it knows where you are from. It bombs up the price.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've never used it for booking tickets or anything because I haven't really gone anywhere in 5 years.
Not that I've booked anywhere. I always get to that place where just before you have to put your CVV number in, and then no. Can't afford it this month. Not enough Patreon supporters. While we're on that, big shout out to Craig Wood. Thanks, Craig.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate your support.
Newest Patreon. Thanks, Craig.
It's awesome. It's so lucky that we've got people supporting us on Patreon and actually, digging what we do and willing to support us. And then you get the billions of others that watch the show for free.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have a look at those stats.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a call to action if we can do that. We don't do it often, but a call to action. If you are watching this and you enjoy it and, know full well we're going to be back next week for another show. We do this every Friday, 5 o'clock. The show comes out, so we're obviously committed to it. It's year 7, so we're not going anywhere. You can subscribe for free. So 60% of the viewership are not subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It makes a big difference too. Obviously, we can see that the subscriber count is going up. But obviously, to us personally, the bigger sort of reach we have, it helps us improve the show. It can help us get more sponsorships and all the rest. So, yeah, please hit that subscribe button. It really will go a long way. And it's obviously there's no money that goes out your account at all. If you want to take it one step further for the Patreon subscription, then you're actually supporting us financially. It's massive. Put it this way: we wouldn't be doing it without that Patreon support, because it pays for the show. And after year 7, you don't want to be making a loss on it anymore. So we really, really rely on our Patreon supporters, and without you guys, it just wouldn't happen. So shout out to everyone there. Yep. But yeah, if you not at that level and you think, okay, maybe you want to give these guys a go, just hit that subscribe button.
Not only that, but if you are a serial YouTube content consumer, when you hit that subscribe button, it organizes all the shows that you watch regularly into a subscriber list. So when you're looking for something and you're tired of seeing all the Trump versus Zelensky bullshit, you can go to your subscriber list and say, check, there's a new podcast out there from my favorite batch of oaks. And it's easier to find. So just from that point of view, that's a bit of a tip.
Exactly. We'll appreciate that. SpaceX is starting to build a second launch site for its Starship rocket at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Company plans to invest $1.8 billion. They've got that available now because it's not being sent to South Africa for testing transgender rats, and create 600 jobs by 2030. So a lot of talk because people are moaning because SpaceX are still getting their government support, but they are doing something with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it also helps if you're on the same WhatsApp group as the president.
Did you see during the previous launch? Look, I caught the reel of it. Joe Rogan said it well the other day. Like these little micro videos, these reels, these 30, 60 second. It's processed information. It's like, you get processed food is bad for you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's quite cool sometimes because you get the gist of it, but only just enough. Like it fills you up like a McDonald's burger.
But doesn't give
but you're not getting the substance.
Yeah.
So I thought it was quite a good. And on one of these, they were filming, and Oak was filming with a nice Nikon camera from flipping miles away, the launch of that previous rocket. The guy goes back because he left his camera there on like a time lapse. Guy goes back to get his camera. The thing is melted. Shows how much heat is coming off that launch.
Speak of that, though, I think they had one of their Starships blow up yesterday afternoon.
Oh, did they?
They had a lot of people all over the Caribbean and the Florida areas wondering what the hell. Everybody's like on UFO watch all of a sudden, but there were pieces of the Starship that, let's see, the story is here. So the huge spacecraft that Elon Musk says will one day take people to Mars failed it during its latest test flight on Thursday, when its upper stage exploded in space, raining debris and disrupting air traffic at airports from Florida all the way to Pennsylvania.
No ways.
It was the second consecutive test flight of this rocket. But I saw some of the video clips of this thing. It was pretty impressive. Just debris all over the place. People were freaking out.
Space dust. Having a look at Fly Africa, see if there's any other local news. There's not much going on locally, which is good, I suppose.
Yeah, it's quiet for a change.
Airlines are doing a good job under difficult circumstances. People are still traveling, though. Flights are full.
Very much.
So things are looking good. There's no F1 this weekend, hey?
No.
But there is UFC. There's some serious UFC.
This weekend?
Yeah. Pereira is fighting Ankalaev, one of the Dagestani guys.
Nice.
Pereira's like fast becoming the GOAT of the sport. That's on. It'll be Sunday morning early. Ankalaev is probably his toughest challenge yet because he comes with a bit of a Dagestani wrestling background, Pereira being a kickboxer. So it'll be a good fight if you're up early.
Okay.
It'll be a good one to watch.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
It'll be Sunday morning. Are you working?
I'm working.
Yeah. That's why I made sure I was off on that day.
Lekker.
Otherwise, pal,
That's it, man.
glad we got you today.
Yeah, shit.
Like I've been wrestling this bloody cold and just hasn't gone away. But
Yeah, it's that season now. Eh?
good to be here nonetheless.
Yeah. Cool, man. We'll have a lekker weekend. Take it easy.
Good. I'm going to go fly the CRJ a bit now.
Enjoy.
Thanks, pal.
Just
Have a good day, good weekend, everyone. Goodbye for now.